Now, with that, I'd like to now ask you to help me to welcome to the stage Aunty Joy Murphy, Senior Elder of the Wurundjeri people. And if I could now please ask Aunty Joy, and if we could welcome her to the stage, please, and welcome to country.
Thanks very much, Dee. It's a real honour to be with each and every one of you today. I'd very much like to begin at moments like these to express my greatest gratitude to my parents, both of whom have both gone, my mum more recently. And my father is the Wurundjeri component of me. And in our culture, we honour our father's side. So I am a Wurundjeri woman. I'm at this moment the senior elder of the Wurundjeri people. I can never be the headman or the Narangita. That is a male role in our society, and I accept that. But having stepped into this position as the senior elder, never dreaming that that would happen, very sadly to the loss of my two older brothers just in the last 5 years, it kind of makes you feel that you need to do something quite extraordinary, and that's your first impression. And then when you realise these things, and then secondly, after you kind of settle down a little bit, you then realise that it is a job that you've come into, that you've inherited in this peculiar way. But what can you do about it? You can only do what you can do, because the best you can do is your knowledge. And I'm very fortunate because I have access to sharing some of that knowledge with people like yourselves. And I think that's one of the points of today. Important, if I leave you with any message, it's to say, you know, what you have is very, very important. My father served in World War I, but was one of 10 children, the baby of 10. And through colonisation, he suffered very, very badly, to the extent that he wouldn't talk to us children. We barely had a conversation with him, and if we did, it was one where he was angry. And but he had all of his possessions taken from him, even his children. When he was, I thought, dying, and I believed that he might die on this particular day, I pleaded with my mum to let me stay home. And my mum, although illiterate, in every which way, made sure that we attended school, and I could tell you many stories about that. But she agreed with me, and my dad did pass away that day. But before he went, I kept saying to him, I really kept badgering him, and I'd say, Dad, please talk to me, please tell me more about who you are. He would talk, but, you know, we could never sit down and have a great big conversation. And I'd like to tell you that I've lived by what he told me, I believe, to the best of my ability every day. He said, you are who you are, be proud of who you are, but you are no better than anyone else. And I think that's what's got me through my life. The ups and downs, the upheavals that we have, the way in which our culture has been absolutely, almost totally destroyed, but then we've found strength to reclaim that and rebuild it so that we can provide for the many generations to come. I'm at this stage a widow, a great grandmother just recently twice. I lost my beautiful husband just 6 years ago, and then I lost my oldest brother, and my sister-in-law, and then my mum, all in 8 months. I never believed that I could ever stand up again, let alone talk. And, but you know, I just wanted to share this story with you. It's, I started seeing very many people that I thought could help me. And I was seeing, the courtesy of someone very kind, I was seeing this psychologist. And she told me I needed a big rest. I had no idea what that meant. But it would cost me $590 a day. And I went, oh, okay, righto. I talked to my kids. My kids said, you know, Mum, you have to go. You need to just have a lovely rest. What will happen there? Oh, you'll be nurtured. You'll be well looked after. So I packed my little bag and my third daughter takes me off, and it's in the city. And I'd heard of this place. And actually my son had had an operation in the hospital in the front. And I went, oh, in a, you know, very nice suburb. And I thought, oh, where am I going to find all this money? Kids said, don't worry about it, Mum, we'll fix it up. I was put into psychiatric care. I was locked away. I couldn't even open a window to get fresh air. I had everything taken from me. I was not allowed to make phone calls. Was this to be my nurturing? And then I couldn't get released until the psychiatrist, the residential psychiatrist, said that I was of a stable mind to leave. I was grieving. I knew that much. And I knew what I needed most was my freedom. But that's just one of many thousands, millions, trillions of stories. But I guess when you come across those things in your life, it's one that later on in life, when you're kind of getting over a little bit of stuff, that you need to share with other people. In our culture, it's about sharing everything that we have. What we've been given is a gift. You and I have a gift. It's the land, it's the sky, it's everything that grows, it's everything that flourishes, it's everything that dies. But what we get most from this is that we need very much to nurture, cherish, love what we've been given. And somehow we find that spirit to then carry us through. We are known, the Wurundjeri people, as the Managum people. This is our belonging. And these leaves, these very, very special leaves, come from my eldest daughter's place. This is a place where many generations were born before us, and many generations, or 3 generations beyond me. This leaf tells me so much, and it's quite often that I'll just hold it and I'll crumple it, and just like that beautiful lavender that's been mentioned in the program today, has all these lifelines, and it has a beautiful smell. But sharing this leaf, and you accepting this leaf, because I'm offering it to you, it means that you're welcome to everything from the tops of the trees to the roots of the earth. And because it becomes from that very strong roots in the ground, that trunk which is your trunk, those limbs, those branches, and then trillions of these leaves, I would like to think that we become linked symbolically, and we will share everything, good or bad. And finally for me, I'd like to thank you should you accept this invitation to take a leaf. And you don't have to do it today. You might want to do it another time when you're walking around on your own with friends, with family, whatever. And just stop. Stop for a minute, take a leaf. Doesn't have to be a manigum either, by the way. But if it is a manigum, that's kind of nice. But it means that you join with me to share, to celebrate the lives of each and every one of us, and to pay your respects to my ancestors. Could I just wish everyone here today, including if we have any clinicians, to think about what spiritual guidance is, and what it is to have your soul just completely shattered, and to say that pills are not always the answer. We really need to look inside each other a lot more deeper, and I just wish that government would see that as well. My language is the Woi Wurrung, and it is a pleasure to be with each and every one of you today, and I'm going to hang around for a while, so I hope I get to chat with you. Wamidjaka Wurundjeri Balak Yemen Kundibik, and you are most welcome to the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. Thank you.
Aunty Joy. This way.